So I did find a race, and the race had happened in 1900. I was looking at 1902. So April 15th, 1900, there was 15 entrants, but only 9 of the people actually participated in the race. There were drivers for 5 gasoline cars. So there's 4 vehicles that are electric or something else. So the drivers for the 5 gasoline automobiles was Alexander Fisher driving a Gasmobile, David Wolf Bishop Jr., Albert Bostwick, chairman of the ACA, George Chamberlain, president of the ACA, driving Wintons, and Cornelius J. Feld driving a 3-horsepower Comte Albert de Dion Bouton tricycle. So a 3-wheeled car. They're on Gasmobiles. These were Gasmobiles. That's what they called them. 3 drivers, S.T. Davis Jr., David Hennon, and David H. Morris, all drove steam locomobiles. Steam locomobiles. So, and each vehicle was required to have a passenger. Steam engines? Steam engines? Andrew L. Riker drove his Riker Electric, the only electric vehicle in the race. The only one! The Riker Electric was low built, capable of making quick turns and carrying a battery of 60 cells, and the heaviest vehicle, 2,500 pounds in the race. Riker later was a co-founder of the Society of Automotive Engineers and an executive at Locomobile. Out of the 9 vehicles, 7 automobiles finished the race, with the lighter steam locomobiles hampered by a powerful wind on the homeward journey. So I guess they had to drive out and come back. 50 miles. Heard it took 2 hours to go 50 miles. 50 miles per hour should take 1 hour, right? So out of all these steam engines and these Gasmobiles, which one was the winner? Riker's electric vehicle easily won the race in 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 30 seconds, an average of 24.3 miles per hour. 24.3 miles per hour over the 50-mile course. S.T. Davis Jr. finished second in a steam locomobile, 15 minutes behind Riker. This 1900 race set the Long Island stage for the Vanderbilt Cup Series, which would arrive 4.5 years later. So, the electric car got number 1, and the steam engine got number 2. The Gasmobiles were nowhere to be found. They were in the dust. So, crazy. I heard that it had to do with Ford, Henry Ford, and it had to do with Edison, which was not a shock. Henry Ford, he wrote The International Jew. So Henry Ford was writing this publication, The Jews Are Taking Over Everything. Hitler was reading The International Jew and was like, you know what, that Henry Ford of America has a good point. Henry Ford also wanted to segregate his plants so that whites and blacks didn't unionize. So as a businessman, he's against unions. He don't want the workers making any demands. He don't want to have to respect his workers. He don't want to have to give them benefits and good wages. He didn't care about the workers. So Henry Ford, he was in favor of segregation so they wouldn't unionize. So he was like, yes, I'm in favor of segregation, blacks over here, whites over here, and what's up with them goddamn Jews, right? So the International Jew. Henry Ford authored that. And Henry Ford was going to do electric, but then he just went all gasoline. And Edison, he's the one that stole Tesla's life, right? Anyway, that's the story of the electric car. Riker's electric car won that race in 1900, April 15th. So happy Electric Car Day. Let's see. Let's keep on doing these experiments. We can find Arnold Schwarzenegger was experimenting with hydrogen. So he had hydrogen fuel pumps in California. Let's keep doing that. Let's try to figure out renewable energies. I'm sure switchblade grass, right? Isn't that what George W. Bush once said? Switchblade grass. Let's see if switchblade grass is the key to our energy independence. And what happened to the electric car? I actually don't know, but let's bring it back. Let's bring back the electric car back. I mean, we're doing 50-50. We're doing hybrids now. So let's, happy Electric Car Day. So I got surgery on this hand recently. I broke my pinky knuckle, and they re-broke it, put a pin in it, so it'll heal back straight, properly, hopefully, back to normal as possible. Now, I have, a story. When they were putting me under, right before they do the surgery, doing an anesthesiology guy, injects some shit into my IV. And I don't remember much after this, but they're wheeling me into the surgery room. And so they wheel me out of this little tiny room and go this way and then go this way. And then they go to the main hall. That seems like that's where the surgical doctors and offices, the main operating room is. And when they go out into the main hall, there's a group of doctors. And so it looks like they're doing some kind of lineup, right? Some senior doctor is explaining to his scrubs, explaining to his underlings, his students, about this and that, or quizzing them. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but there's a group of them, and they're right in the, they're in the way. They're in the way of the hall, and so I think, the doctor and the nurse that was pushing my bed along, we're going to be more polite, just be like, oh, excuse us. But when I came across the group of people, the group of doctors, I was laying down, and I saw them, and I leaned up, and I was like, get out of my way! And then I laughed, too, and there was one lady that actually laughed with me, but the other ones seemed like they were more serious as a heart attack kind of people. Get out of my way! Memories.